Don't worry, guys. If you make it out of here alive, I'm sending you to a much nicer place.
Oh,
wonderful.
That's nice.
That's
nice.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Well,
It's from getting here to there. That's the trick.
That's the trick, yeah.
You'll be able to buy pants.
Wearing
I can
pants.
buy pants now.
Who needs pants? You're going to be made fun of for your lack of pants. Anyway,
We have pants, don't we?
you have
We
thongs.
we are a desert people. We have pants.
If basically what he's trying to imply is that if he does not get this mask back to this gentleman, then Odin's word is not worth
Yeah,
really a
that
lot.
is fair.
Yeah.
Which is really bad.
Yeah,
That's
not
very
so
bad.
good.
Gotta
Get some bad Yelp reviews.
It's like the word of Odin on Fate. Yelp reviews.
It's like
1 out of 5
great
stars.
food. Great food. Stuff gets stolen though.
Well,
Service is okay.
I want to imagine that just like somebody, just like there's a Yelp page about Odin, and there's just like internet trolls just writing a really bad review.
Odin can't keep an eye on one mask.
Oh.
He's only got one.
But by internet trolls, you totally mean frost giants, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely,
obviously.
100%. I'm just now
Like,
just
oh, this
imagining
guy's a total
frost
frost
giants
giant.
on the internet.
Okay. What was that, Sam?
The audience is cheering a lot for Howie. There's a lot of like really good ones. It's Howie, Wowie, Howie, Howie, Zowie, Break the Douchador.
Door! Oh my god! Douchador, I want it.
Yes.
Oh, I want that on a
How many
shirt
people-
now.
everybody. You've caught us in just a tiny bit of an individual transitional period where
Everyone look at me, I'm a cutie.
everyone had technical difficulties getting in on this. Byron's microphone is still working. Yes.
Just look at the cute one. It's me.
Byron's microphone is not working whatsoever.
Ooh woo.
All right.
Nya. Nya.
Welcome back,
Ooh.
everyone, to D20 Live. And today
We're
we
sorry.
are playing Baron Munchausen to close out the year of 2024. And much like the ending of 2024, it is a little bit of a tire fire. But it is.
Just a smidge.
I'm going to give the players a chance to turn on their cameras, sync their microphones for those of us who arrived late.
Yes.
Nash, unfortunately, I gave the wrong time to, and that's on me, and I apologize. But just for a thing, we will be back on the 5th next Sunday for the beginning of the year-end Q&A stream, where you will be answering questions about how we did this year. Please don't judge us based on the technical merits of this stream. This will, of course, be followed up by D20 Live's new feature, where during the month of January, we'll be creating an open competition where people can submit modules on itch for us to play. And the top one we will play on stream later on in the year. And this will be followed up by our hiatus, and we should be back on the 9th of February with Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which is not anything naughty, it's just an RPG game we play. But it is not about me, it is about my players. Is everyone's microphones working?
Not just
Yeah.
hold on.
Nope, not Byron's.
Byron's isn't
Woo.
working.
All right,
Nash's
I'm gonna.
isn't working. Nash's microphone's working, not his
It's
camera.
okay. I will dub over Byron for the remainder of when his microphone does not
how's
work.
that?
So
Oh, there we go. We hear him.
Your
my name is
microphone's
Byron.
working.
I
dub, you got-
believe in butterscotch.
Listen, I like the dub, but honestly, just go for the sub. I much prefer that. Personally.
Yeah, I put a lot of work into the closed captioning, honestly, and like I don't think you're appreciating the kerning.
The subtitling for this is just going to be Byron holding up a whiteboard telling us to go fuck ourselves.
No, it's just going to be the entire time, continuously.
The great terrible creature of
Okay, I'm going to start with the people who have working microphones and setups. So Nash and Byron will be last.
Bold.
So
Think
first of
I'm
all,
Am I working?
yeah, you're working.
Okay, there we go then.
Yeah. And whenever you get your camera going. But let's start off at the very top with Tom and introduce yourself and the character you are playing today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tom. I will be, this time around, a much simpler character. I'm just going to be Archduke Tibbs. I will explain his very elaborate backstory all in due time.
And up next, we would have Byron, but his microphone is still getting puzzled out. So we have our first timer here for Baron Munchausen, and he has already regretted this decision. Mark Kokoto.
It's Mark Katoto,
I am
matter of fact.
Kokoto. I'm sorry.
I feel like this happens every time I'm on here, which is hilarious.
I'm sorry, man.
It's awesome. No, you're good. No worries, bro. Frankly, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but I literally just came up with a name, which is Baron McDuke, Earl of Viscount Joshua of Marquess the First.
We're going to need you to write that down.
He did.
Oh, it's been written down, all right.
Oh, he wrote it.
Oh, I wrote that shit.
And of course, on moderator duty is Sam, who is already holding her head in exhaustion because she's worked so hard this year.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Sam, the production manager. I'm all tired and I'm tuckered out already.
Up next, of course, we have Nash.
Hello, is this thing actually working?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Freaking weak.
You got it.
Hello?
What a week.
And Nash,
How are we all doing? I'm Nash and Radio Dead Air and all that other stuff, and I've had a crazy week, but I'm here. Nice to see everyone.
Yeah.
Who am I going to be playing? Sir Bob. That'll do.
Okay.
Sir Bob.
Sir Bob.
Just write that in the chat if you would, so that we have that for posterity.
Sure.
And after him, of course, we have Vangelis.
Hi, I'm Vangelis from the internet. I'm on the West Coast today. I'm visiting my mom, so I'm not in my usual setup. However, you might remember last time we did this that I was here. I was playing Commander Aloysius Huxley Pippin. Well, this time to switch things up, I am playing Prince Commander Aloysius Huxley Pippin.
He went up in the world.
And last, well, not last, because Byron's still trying to get his audio going, but certainly not least, Chief.
Yes. Hello. And I'm sorry in advance for everything that is happening and is about to happen. I am Chief Macbeth on Twitch. We stream 5 days a week, and today, last year, as I scroll up in the thing, it was Vice Admiral Tamald Boobleton III, and today I am President Reginald Boofington the 47th.
Goddamn Boofingtons!
Bring me more orphans for my furnace.
Does it have to be the 47th? Does it have to be the 47th? Really?
It's the era we live in, man. Like, what?
Can't be the 46th. That's his dad.
Yeah, the 46 was my father.
You don't want to know about the 46. Just, you don't want to know. You know.
45th, right the fuck out. Byron, did you get your audio going? No?
Despite my best,
wandered away into the jungles of South America.
So, on camera for a whole hour, and the Chief had to say you're coming in the wrong input. It's been.
I'm sorry. I didn't notice until that moment when he was saying something. I was like, bro, you're on the wrong microphone. And I thought he'd be like, oh, that's okay. And then would just fix it, then it would be fine. I thought it would be fine.
It's okay. It's okay. We can do the introductions properly. Byron, may I? Yes.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Byron McIsaac. I will be playing Lord Archibald Busybody, the temporarily mute.
Oh, he's doing.
I love my friend. I love my friend, and I'm gonna make his neck feel so good with this massage.
It looks like he's about to give you a nice massage. Wow, that's so nice of him.
Yeah.
Also, thank you very much for Kara the Volcano Shark for resubscribing.
Thank you very much.
All right,
I
so
swear I'm gonna kill everyone.
Hey!
There we go. Hey!
See, you were temporarily mute.
So today we are in the adventures of Baron Munchausen, which we have the actual book here for, and we sometimes follow the rules, kind of.
More like suggestions.
I am the host
Guidelines.
technically only because of the fact that I am the only person here that doesn't want to start rambling on for about 3 minutes. So the idea of so that way everybody knows what's going on in the chat and in the people who are new here. Basically what's going to happen is I will pick somebody to go first, and I will pick a prompt out of this book. They will then have 3 minutes to explain how this prompt happened, right? At any point, the other people in this group over here that are surrounding me, because I realize that I am being surrounded on my screen.
You are being surrounded.
There's a story. Lovely lady.
So any one of these gentlemen could actually interrupt the person who is telling the story and go, but whatever, why would you say that this existed when it was like 3 years earlier? Right, and they at any point they can interrupt, or you, the audience, can donate money to interrupt anybody also, saying their prompt as to why something could have happened, or why something didn't happen, or why whatever. Right, and
To contradict, basically.
To contradict, yes. And if you donate, I think $5, thank you, the Native Way Pro, for following us. But yes, if you donate $5. Then you can actually give a prompt yourself. So of what you would like to hear any of these gentlemen here to say. It will be fun and shenanigans.
And that was 3 minutes, Sam. Good ramble.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
I did it.
Sam, who's first?
Well, the Tom's up in the corner, so I think we're gonna go with Archduke Tibbs.
I feel picked on.
You're right there, man.
You feel picked on.
All right.
What? All I did was help a friend in need, Byron.
Hey, your mic's working.
He's back on the other mic, which I think is from his webcam.
It's
Oh, is it again?
Just keep it.
For now,
It's fine.
we're gonna keep
Right.
it.
We can hear you, and I think
That's all that
enough.
matters.
Yeah.
All right. Oh no.
Oh yes.
All right. So
Oh,
Archduke
yeah!
Tibbs, could you please regale us with the story of what caused the White House in Washington to turn blue?
Well, it's actually a really interesting story because the story is that the White House turned blue. It didn't actually turn blue per se. You see, all the people inside got massive amounts of silver poisoning and their skin turned blue. So the entire staff overnight arrived to work discovering that every one of their coworkers were actually Smurfs. Now, how this actually... Yes, I see an objection already.
Now, hang on. Tom, what's your title? Archduke. Archduke, I have a question. Isn't it true that the silver has been outlawed in the White House since its founding days after the Great Silver Slippy Battle?
You are 100% correct. This is why it's in the thing. You see, the White House is actually painted and coated by my great-great-great-great-grandfather with a fine bronze finish, which, sadly, if contacted with silver, has a very bad hallucinogenic effect. So you might know the Vietnam War, which is of course a giant myth. But it was real in the White House because they were having a mass hallucination because someone was wearing a silver watch. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of objections already.
Duke, I got a question for y'all here. Y'all talk about silver and bronze. Everybody knows in America all they have is gold. It fills their rivers. Why do you claim that they are using silver and bronze when the only element in that entire country is gold?
Well, you're 100% correct, but you see, it was the Swiss delegate who would insist, no, I'm not removing my watch, it's a gift from my wife. So he refused to take it off, so he was constantly coming in the White House, he was interacting with all the paint, and was causing the other hallucinations. Ebenezer Scrooge, or sorry, not Ebenezer Scrooge, 47! You had an objection as well?
President Reginald Boofington, the 47th.
Yes, sorry, Boofington. How can I help?
Good sir. Isn't it true that the White House was burned down in the War of 1812 twice, and the White House was then replaced, not rebuilt and painted, but replaced with a wooden cutout? Doesn't the people who are in the know understand that the White House is in fact fake?
Well, now that the cat's out of the bag, yes, the White House is indeed fake. That's why my ancestors were responsible for building the presidential underground White House bunker, which is a closed system, which is why they could not allow silver in more, because even just a little bit, the air recycles, the air swirls, resulting in a constant amount of silver, which, as I've said before, results in mass hallucinations, the inventions of fake wars, including the ones with Peru, and, it just keeps on building. Right, but back to the story. See, I got to visit the White House during one of these days, and it was fascinating. If you've ever seen a war room with Smurfs...
Tom, you're at time.
You're at time.
Oh, here we go.
Every fucking year.
What? You keep inviting me back. This is your fault, if anything.
No, every year we make you first, and every year you get cut off.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's next, Sam?
Well, technically you are, because you're next in the line.
All right, bring it on.
All right, so Governor
Jerry Baldersnatch, you pay attention.
All right.
I did not become the governor by simply being apathetically referred to by women.
Okay, can you please regale us with the tale of how you escaped from the Bastille by tunneling under the wall with a spoon?
The joke is, it wasn't my spoon. You see, when you are in the Bastille, there is only two ways to get ahead. You either take down the biggest dog in the yard, which is in fact the Bastille itself, or you provide sexual favors to the warden. Ironically, he was also the biggest dog in the yard, and I awoke new fetishes in him.
Arf, arf.
And by doing so, I stole all of his...
In fact, the spoon wasn't actually a spoon. It was a metaphor.
Oh, yes. He was
You were being spoon. He was the big spoon.
No, he was the little spoon, actually. And that's why he was doing the digging.
You talking tablespoon or teaspoon here?
Well, by imperial metrics, he was a tablespoon. But by European metrics, he was a teaspoon.
What a goddamn teaspoon.
Everybody knows that the governor has a ladle in the bedroom.
I have a handle for safety. Now then. And so, having the warden now as both my lover and digging companion, we provoked ourselves upon several days of digging underground under the Bastille wall, which was advantageous to me because of the sheer raw fact that he knew where the wall was, and I was in a very small cell. But I managed to keep him going with a rousing song that I learned from the exotic continent of Ottawa.
Now, Governor.
I think Mar had one, actually.
Okay.
I wanted to hear the song more than anything.
I was going to say, isn't it true that every time you mention the song, you have to sing it?
It's true.
Indeed, I've heard the same rumor.
What is that song now?
With some bars, I dare you.
It's a very short song. Always fresh, always Tim Hortons. Anyway. Need a water.
Beautiful.
Beautiful
song.
Anyway,
Governor.
After several rounds, and yeah, it's what? I only have 30 seconds left to get myself out the Bastille.
You had the governor. Why didn't you just take his keys?
That would be too easy, and I would not have means to which to secure a boat. So once we dug out of the wall, I sold him for boat money and made my escape back to the
You
mainland.
sold the warden for boat money.
Yes, to some very lovely Prussian pirates.
Incredible.
I've sold a man before.
Alright, and you're
The end.
done.
I'm done.
I'm just gonna end it on that. I've sold a man before.
Emergency organs are needed.
Can I ask a question? How come no one stopped me when I started this thing?
I was invested. This was romantic.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Stop me
know.
when I said the Vietnam War was fake.
Okay, that's all this time.
So if you happen to be under the age of 18, this is an 18+ stream, and though we may say absurd things in the heat of the moment, we are firmly believe of all historical facts and rights, and that you shouldn't sell people, which may
We
be the
don't
motto
believe
of
a
this
thing we
stream.
say.
Don't
Why
sell
should you?
humans.
Living ones.
Controversial statement, I know, but you know.
Can we get that put on the stream?
Yeah. Don't believe our lies.
Don't sell humans. The Vietnam War is real.
Yeah, please.
Okay, no, we do not need a ticker at the bottom that just repeatedly contradicts all of our words and lists the lies we've made. That's a terrible idea. We definitely shouldn't do that next year.
Yeah, no.
Alright.
So, I fucking weep for whoever gets that job. Just has to constantly write, shoes are real, the Vietnam War happened.
The moon
I'm just
landing
gonna
was
put
a
"do not believe their lies" on an infinite loop over and over and over.
Yeah.
I believe next is the Archduke Archibald Busybody.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes, hello.
Alright, so please regale us with the time that you swam the length of the River Thames in a day.
Well, on one of my many sojourns to England and visiting Londinium, I was challenged by one of my local friends there to swim the sewage-infested Thames. I said, not only can I do it, I can do it in less than a day. Getting on my
Wait. Don't you famously have no friends?
Fuck.
My personalities count as friends, Sra. There are no friends here either. Now, may I continue? I'm hearing nothing but dead air from you, good sir. Radio dead air, no less.
By all means, continue.
Is that a plug?
Thank you, yes. Because it was for me, it was a very expensive plug because I am an Archduke. Now, putting on my finest banana hammock and my swimming floaties, I get to the head of the Thames and I dove in. Immediately, I choked on the sewage there, but I pressed on and I continued to swim voraciously down the Thames, making my way nearer and nearer to Dover. Unfortunately, sewer sharks then tried to assail me during the River Thames, but I managed to bite all of them on the fins and continue on my journey.
Lord Archibald Busybody, is the Thames not crocodile territory? How are you attacked by sharks?
Well, you see, there was a gang war going on between the sharks and the gators. It was all snap fights and dancing in their cases. And
I think it was the sharks and the airplanes. Actually, I had a couple of friends in the airplanes. Don't really appreciate them being mischaracterized as such.
Don't you very famously have no friends?
Yes! Concordantly, I have no friends, Sirrah. However, I was still able to convince the gangs to assail one another, and that's how I avoided both the alligators, the aeroplanes, and the sewage sharks to make my way down the Thames.
And the lack of friends.
Yes, the constant lack of friends. Thank you for reminding me of that in this holiday season, Sirrah. Thank you very much for that.
Lord
Happy Hanukkah.
Just by the way, you have no friends.
What is it, Top Hat?
Archibald Busybody.
Yes?
If I may, isn't the Thames not a river, but in fact just a trench full of old bicycles?
That's what the Londinians lead you to believe, but in fact it is quite a river. It is a tributary. In fact, that's how they get all the sewage out, and they send it to France where it belongs.
Oh my goodness! All right.
Do I have any other contractions?
I've been to France, sir.
You piece of shit! Oh look! It's Lord Washing No Mates.
I forgot how difficult it was to try and drink liquids on this show.
So,
fuck.
Marty,
The stories are easy. Drinking liquids is a challenge. It's like double-handed. Like focus, don't laugh.
Mar, do you feel comfortable going next, or would you rather be last for this one?
Let me go last.
All right.
I'm still trying to get my foot in.
That's okay.
I'm scared.
It's all right.
I'm
Okay.
scared. This is scary.
All right. Hang on. I cannot remember what Nash's name is.
Sir Bob.
Sir Bob.
Bob.
All right. Sir Bob. Are you okay?
Yes.
Could you please? Hang on. I lost my timer for a second. Can you please regale us with the story of how you built a bridge across the Grand Canal in Venice in a day?
Oh, that's a sad story. The Venice.
Sorry that my immediate reaction was laughing. Bridges are fun. Bridges are funny.
That's okay. That's okay. See, in Venice, it's sinking, but it's not sinking because of the water. It's sinking because everyone there has eaten way too much Tim Hortons. They get it imported from the continent of Ottawa. It's the song there, it's not sung in happiness, it's a dirge. It's a dark, dark dirge. They curse the name.
Now, Sir Bob, if I may object, isn't it true that recently all of Tim Hortons' food was replaced with flavored sawdust, which floats? How then could this cause the city of Venice to sink?
Well, the sawdust floats, but the flavoring, that's heavy. A lot of lead in the flavoring. So yeah, it's comes from America, so they put lead in it.
A lot of lead, yes.
And so the bridge was necessary because without it, people would be stuck sinking in the sawdust and the lead and the Tim Hortons. It was just a sad time. So I was contracted by someone. I'm not entirely sure who. I never actually signed the contract, but I got paid anyway.
You got one.
Now,
I was
Sir Bob, how is it you were able to build this bridge over the canal without any hands?
Angels. Biblically accurate angels. Only the thing about the biblically accurate angels is they don't have all the eyes. It's nipples. Hundreds and hundreds of nipples.
I must protest, sir. I purchased the Bible not 2 days ago, and I was not made aware of any nipple content. I thought I was simply purchasing a lot of eyeballs and nails, some carpenter, something about a hat made of plants.
Are we all not children of God, sir? Do we not all come with nipples?
I've never been a child my entire life.
Where has God made us? Nipples and all.
Biblically accurate angels do have the BBs out, it seems.
Is it not true that nipples are viscous? How could nipples possibly have the opposable thumb clampitude to help build a bridge when it would simply slip and slide through all of their little milky bits?
We're at time.
I don't think we know the answer to that.
Yes, let's not discuss nipple viscosity today. Let's.
Which is on nipple viscosity, sir?
I like that Mike is just wistfully looking off into the distance, like he's just wondering what the hell happened with his life.
I did this to myself. Because I'm trying to interject, right? I'm like, I should come up with a good prompt to interject, and then 3 seconds later, nope, that was better than anything I was coming up with.
You give 1,000 monkeys 1,000 typewriters. You give a couple of those monkeys a bit of brain damage, and here we are.
You get 1,000 monkeys with 1,000 typewriters. You're gonna get a lot of typewriters covered in shit, is what you're gonna get.
So do we want to get back to the nipples or what?
Your story's done, Nash. We didn't give you that
time.
Time?
The 3 minutes is up.
You're lost.
Yes.
Okay, well then we're gonna move on to the Prince Commander.
That's Prince Commander Aloysius Huxley Pippin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Prince Commander Aloysius Huxley Pippin. Could you please regale us with the tale of how you talked to King Louis the 14th half an hour after his head was cut off?
Oh, damn straight, I used my mouth. But if you're talking about the situation, it was quite a simple matter. You see, simply you must procure the decapitated head and simply affix it to some kind of throat mechanism such that you got fluids and water and wind processing through the stump.
Now,
so
hold on. Wasn't the king's head seized by the Jim Henson Muppet Company?
Oh, sons of bitches and Jim Henson. Oh, let me tell you, it was quite a fight. I had to toe punch some little frog. I had to backhand some little pig. I had to have a laser sword fight with some tiny shriveled green Gundam. But I made my way through, and I got a hold of that head, regardless of all the dark crystals and labyrinths they put in my way. It was a simple matter. It was combative, and there was definitely some fisticuff diplomacy involved. But once we got through that, I simply affixed the gentleman's decapitated head to the device in question and got underway with my interrogations and questionings.
But good sir, the device you're talking about, that's the automatic yodeling machine. That wasn't invented until 1994. How could you have this technology at the time period?
I see Sir likes to read the patent office papers, but does not perhaps live a fulfilled life where he would know about what takes place before things are put to print.
If I may object, Prince Commander Lucius Huxley Pippin, the device upon which the head was fixed, was it not a sousaphone currently being used to play the national anthem of Northern Africa?
Man of culture, I see. You caught me. We were doing a little bit of a double act there. See, the good king decapitated whatever his name was such a long time ago, and he's dead now. Let me tell you, made sure of that. Yeah, we had a little thing going on. We like to crack out a few national anthems, a little bit of sousaphoning, a little bit of yodeling. We threw in a bit of Angels Choir. That's why I eventually bought the Bible, because they got some good voices on them nipples. But yeah, I will reveal we were up to a bit of a double act there. But that is basically the tale. I got my interrogations in. I don't see how this was such a questionable situation. Ain't any of you all ever decapitated a man? Sorry.
I have a question. How is it that you were able to understand him, as it's historically known that he only ever speaks the language of the Dutch?
Well, zie ik dan spreken een bisschen Dutch, I'll have you know, but to be totally clear, I can't think in Dutch. I only think in American. So I had my sorry, there's some voice in my head.
You're done. You get time. We're at time.
I just went onto the stream and noticed that Sam has this is parody now on the top of the stream.
Yes.
Ah, good.
That's probably for the best.
Don't sell other humans.
Don't sell bodies to the Jim Henson factory.
Okay.
The Jim Henson Foundation does not indeed take people's body parts for use as puppets or anything else.
We've asked multiple times. They will not go through with our plans.
I had a really good post game on my life planned. All right, it's Mar's turn. If you're ready, Mar.
It's Chief's turn.
Oh, it's Chief's turn. I'm sorry.
And then Mars, because Mar has to go last.
Yeah.
So
I do.
It's President Boofington, the 47th.
Reginald Boofington, the 47th.
Yes, okay, President Reginald Boofington, the 47th.
Yes.
Could you please regale us with the time that you crossed the English Channel on a seahorse?
Ah, of course. Well, you see, the English Channel, as many know, is just a ditch filled with rusted old bicycles that have been thrown away. And it was upon the Christmas day, the day of the Mass of Christ, that I did take to the English Channel, of course. And what many people don't believe is that seahorses are actually not tiny hermaphroditic creatures that live in the ocean that have a head that represents a cartoonish horse's head. But seahorses are, in fact, a bicycle that has been fashioned at sea. This,
now,
of course...
Hold on.
Yes,
Hold
of course,
on.
yes.
Now, if I'm not terribly mistaken, all bicycles at sea were outlawed after the murder of Queen Elizabeth I, where she was hit in the head with one and pronounced dead for 37 seconds due to a very drunk doctor.
Absolutely, which is why the story of me crossing the English Channel on this many-wheeled bicycle fashioned at sea was illegal. But, and that is why I am now in the United States of America. In order to escape persecution in England, as I am the president of women's tennis in Florida. That is now how I have my title and what saves me from extradition. Now,
just a small correction, but
yes,
I believe you were the president incumbent of women's tennis in Florida.
Indeed. And then I murdered those ahead of me. Sir, in international waters upon a many-wheeled bicycle. Yes.
Sir, getting back to the task at hand. Is it not true you only did this to smuggle drugs into France, when we all know France has no drug laws?
Yes. Well, you see, here's the thing. The drugs that they don't have laws against are, your common things like the cocainums and the marijuanas. But what they didn't have down there was a little thing we call rusted snuff, which is a mixture of black tar heroin and chamomile tea.
Love me some of that rusted snuff.
Anyways, this was a tandem bicycle that had 47 seats to the back of it, where we put a great number of orphans to power me swiftly across the English Channel.
Hold on a second there, sir.
Yes.
I've used orphans to power a lot of devices and to make a lot of good recipes over my years. You can't possibly fit that many... Oh.
Oh, no, please. I will answer your question.
You can't possibly tell me you fit that many orphans into one seahorse without compressing a few of them into little cubes.
I did so with the power of rusted snuff.
Damn straight. Yeah.
And I yield my time. All right.
Sam, are you okay?
No.
We might have a few more corrections that need to go up on the screen.
I think the bigger question is the baby okay?
The who?
It's being exposed to a lot of stupidity at a very young age.
Stop.
Oh, sorry.
So anyway, the next one is Baron McDuke Earl of Viscount Joshua of Marquis the First.
Okay, I'm gonna get in character.
Get in
one second,
character.
check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
it's you.
This is my crown.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's me. It's the Baron McDuke, Earl Viscount Joshua Marquez the First. Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? It's your boy about to tell a tale. Yo, give me the prompt. See what's poppin' in this one. Let's see it.
I heard both excitement and resignation in that entire last sentence.
No, I'm totally prepared and ready for this.
Okay.
It's gonna be tight.
Okay, can you please regale us with the tale of how you caught a cloud?
Oh man, no, you know what? I'm always chasing after those fat clouds, bro. You know, I just got that. I just leapt up so high up in the air because I got these new moon shoes. I got the moon shoes going on. It's like an old ass
Wait. Moon shoes don't work in the air.
Yeah, that's right. That's because I live
liable for atmosphere.
That's, you know, I'm glad you made a good point about that because I live on the moon, you see. Now that's why I'm like the Baron McDuke Earl Viscount. My name's Joshua because I'm the only guy that lives on the moon. Now, the thing about the moon
Only
is that
Joshua's are allowed to live on the moon, of course.
Only Joshua. There's no other people named Joshua on the moon. And what's crazy about it is that the moon's gravity is so low, I could just put on my moon shoes, I could jump up to the earth and just grab a cloud with my cloud grabbing device called the internet.
Now,
which is a big net.
Yep.
Now, Baron McDuke, how did Big Weather deal with you stealing clouds from Earth?
Oh, Big Weather, don't get me started about Big Weather. That guy is my friend. I love him. Me and Big Weather go way back in the old days where we used to make fat clouds. But you know what? I didn't care much. Yeah, it's Mr. Weather who's big.
No, I gotta call collusion on this. Big Weather. Big Weather has prevented me from seeing the moon for at least 12 hours every single day. Now, is this how you were able to get property on the moon despite being a Joshua?
Yeah, that's right. You know, what's crazy is that, like, you don't see the moon because I'm so busy pushing it back and forth so that you don't see it. You specifically. I don't want get the fuck off my moon.
Damn it.
If you see my moon, I'm going to talk to Big Weather myself. Say, you see that guy right there? Don't even get that guy out of here.
I've seen your moon at least 3 hours a day, sir, and that's only when I'm looking.
No, you better not look at my moon. Otherwise, I'm going to put my clouds where you live, in the ground.
You're going to carry my clouds?
I got clouds for days, bro. I got clouds. Your shit's gonna look like Silent Hill once the fucking done with it. That's right, we're beefing, bro. We're beefing.
I'll turn your moon into a fog. I don't know what a moog is, but I'll invent one.
This has turned from like a high society telling of a story into a street beef.
That's right.
And I'm here for it.
I had it interrupted. This is better.
You let me in your little club, and you know what? I tricked you. I tricked you real bad.
We're time.
Keep the moon.
I did not see it going that direction at all.
I got clouds for days.
Mark, I swear to God, when Sam streams Silent Hill, I'm just gonna hear your voice, man.
Anytime there's a twist in the story of Silent Hill, you're just gonna hear, "I tricked you."
I tricked you.
Just gonna be going through the area. Oh my God! Untold horrors. I got clouds for days.
So I have something to admit. I didn't want to go last because I was scared. I wanted to break out this bit.
Oh, that's incredible.
Everybody came in with their fancy little accents and their fancy little hats and shit. I wanted to be a complete opposite. I want to cause a little stir in this fancy little club, and that's what I'm going with.
My monocle popped off my face, and the second one grew back, and I wasn't planning to deploy the second one.
I tip my hat to you, sir.
It's okay. I tip my snap back to you.
All right, how do we feel, everybody?
I think we're gonna need another minute on the clock.
Okay, we do 4 minutes for story time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
Has anyone in the audience had the courage to throw in one of their own interruptions or
Yeah.
prompts?
If
'Cause
anybody
I think
wants
there are
to.
a bunch of living cowards, if you ask me.
If you would like to donate $1, you can donate an interrupt, or if you would like to donate $5, you can donate a prompt for any of these lovely gentlemen. Distinguished
Gentleman is a bit of a stretch, Sam. Let's be honest here.
At this point, we're functional beef patties.
Ain't never been gentle my entire life.
I've only
I'm a
occasionally been a man.
gentleman. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a gentleman. What's good?
I got clouds for days.
I got clouds for fucking days, bro.
Only Joshuas are allowed to live on the moon, and as we all know, he's the only Joshua in existence, and therefore he lives on the moon alone.
Okay.
That's right.
It's damn silver spoon,
Technically a
Luna
penal
Joshua.
colony.
Gonna go down to the streets and talk to Big Weather.
Y'all are gonna go back to your own streams when this is done. Just be like, I did a thing at D20 Live, guys. It was kind of fucked up.
All right, we're gonna go to the little bit harder prompts here.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait,
so
Sam.
Sun just shone
are
right
there
in my
difficulties
face.
of prompts?
There are difficulties of prompts. The ones that I threw at you before were the ones meant for children.
Oh.
I demand the hardest of prompts.
Yeah, no, hit me. Hit me in the jaw.
Yeah, I want the hard ones.
I
Sam.
want the uppercut.
The hard ones.
I want the Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali's of prompts. With a
Bing
dash
bong.
of Bruce Lee on top.
Okay, all right. Well, Archduke Tibbs?
Yeah.
Correct?
Tibbs.
Archduke.
I'm named after a cat.
Yep. Archduke Tibbs, could you please regale us with how the notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci helped you to prevent the assassination of our beloved monarch?
Hell yes.
Sit down, children, and strap in for a doozy of a story. See, this all started with me going to a bookstore. Now, normally, I avoid books, can't stand them, smell like paper, disgusting stuff. But today, I had to talk to the owner of the bookstore because I realized that, through a series of events, there was a chance that I had a long-lost sibling. And this, of course, when you find out you have a lost sibling, you have to start doing research and genealogy. I decided
Was
to
your
ignore that.
sibling a book?
Funny you should say that. In a manner of speaking, yes.
That's
What does your mother look like?
Well, she's dead, so I
Sort of
imagine mostly dirt
objection.
at this point. But if I might continue my story.
I love
You
that
see,
it's
I
not
decided
an
to skip
objection,
all the
you're just like,
research
"Who's your
part and
mom?"
realize. Did catch that, sorry.
Go ahead.
So I realized that if I have a sibling, automatically they're going to be rich, famous, powerful, the usual. So I scanned through the autobiographies and I found it. I found my brother's book.
Oh no.
What the?
A real book. Yes. It's titled Knife on My Blood. Join Tom Smith's hilarious quest from bad movie host to masters of comedy. A 2024 bestseller. A
penalty for
fully
prompt.
real book.
Penalty for prompt. Penalty for prompt.
Penalties in Baron Munchausen.
Real book.
Your own fucking book. A real book, Thomas.
Chief, I say this to you and to you alone. Do not underestimate what I will do for a bit. As I was saying, upon realizing that I had family, I realized that maybe, just maybe, books could be useful in some way.
No, that sounds weird.
I decided, what's the most valuable and rich book on the planet? What?
I have an interruption, though. Is it not true that you are completely functionally illiterate?
100%. But, thankfully, the books included pictures. Those I can read. So I think to myself, what book has pictures, is immensely valuable, and I can understand? Leonardo da Vinci's Notebook, because it's mostly pictures.
Now, hang on a second. What about Leonardo's brothers, Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello? Did they not also publish perfectly fine works? Why are you going the silver spoon route, going for the older famous brother?
Fair point. You see, the truth is, I did only buy his book initially, and I found them droll and a bit tap, but I realized that if you read between the lines, it's not one book. It's
because you're illiterate, you look between the lines. I get it. I can't.
Yes, it's a quarter of a book. You have to buy their notebooks and stack them on top of that book. Shine a light from the bottom, and it shows the real book. And it showed a crude drawing of Queen Elizabeth being run over by a monster truck. Which, of course, perfectly explains the last bit of my story, where I had to rescue Queen Elizabeth, before her death, may rest in peace, from a monster truck rally when she accidentally got her left and her right confused at a T intersection outside of the Doomsville Arcane.
Now, if I may object, isn't it true that at the Doomsville Arcane at the monster truck rally, that the Queen was not in fact killed, but did in fact destroy Hollywood Hogan?
We are at time.
Do you want me to stop?
We don't know.
Was that 4 minutes?
Yeah, it was 4 minutes.
Wow!
That is 4 minutes of my life.
That was like 60 seconds longer than 3 minutes.
God, it just blows right past you.
I know. And I would like to add, this is a real book.
Yeah, even with you plugging your fucking book.
We caught that. Yeah.
This was the best Christmas gift I got this year. Someone wrote me a fucking autobiography of my own life.
Is it accurate?
That's
The question
awesome.
Sorry, you didn't write that book?
No!
I have to ask the question though, because does it have your theme song in there?
I can read. It doesn't have my theme song, but it has such wonderful chapters as Bad Movie Nights, A Deep Dive into Insanity,
Oh my god.
The Quest for Chaos, D&D and Debacles, Murder, Mystery, and Mayhem, A Cog in the Wheels of Life, The Gears That I Am, and Yet I Am a Wrench Inside,
That didn't alliterate.
Rocket Appliances and Other Misconceptions, and my favorite chapter, Default, Default, Default. All the best, baby.
That alliterated.
Or as I like to call it, DDD.
Yes, I love
The
Tim
book has
Beebe.
no significant value. I just had to share it with you all, and I did not purposely chose to share it live because I knew you wouldn't believe me.
My God.
That was, I mean, it was excellent. Excellent timing.
Sam, whose turn is it?
That's you.
It's
Oh,
yours.
I have to follow the book.
You have to follow the book.
You follow
All right, Mike.
All right, for
Where's
Mike's
yours?
sake, I shall now read the book for 4 straight minutes.
Okay, here we go.
You're a nerd.
Jerry Baldersnatch, get on it!
Hey.
I gotta beat a buck.
Could you please regale us with? Oh no! Could you please regale us with the incident in which you accidentally impregnated the Pope?
You got this.
I swear to the gods, if you mention Mpreg one more time on this stream.
Yeah!
I'm gonna blow in 15 seconds just to wrap myself up. Sometimes in life, the papacy requires entertainment. And as such, I brought him the greatest form of entertainment known to the 1980s, except for fat children, the slip and slide. This piece of vinyl and plastic was placed through the Sistine Chapel. As you know, the Sistine Chapel is only slightly sinking, giving it the perfect decline, and by lubricating it with holy oils and water, we were able to send many members of the church down it. Go
now,
ahead.
sir, I must protest. Everybody knows that it's going to take a lot more than holy oils to make your way through the Pope hole. So what did you really use to make your way into insertion? You can't possibly have forced it in there with some tinctures.
It is an unnaturally dry hole.
As you know, old people are old, which means they're always leaking something when they panic.
No.
So they were always in some way lubricated. It's best not to ask those kind of questions if you're bold enough. Anyway, when it came up to his Grand Duke of the Big Hat, we had to get him down the slide. Of course, he was very cautious, so I decided to be his buddy. His, you know when you go out of a plane, when you're skydiving and you have the harness going and the guy who knows what he's doing is on top? It was like that.
Governor Jerry Baldersnatch.
Are you stopping me because you don't want me to describe the sets? Are you stopping me because you want details, sir?
I have a thing to add. Those inside the know of the papacy know that the Pope is indeed 3 young babushkas in a robe. How did you manage to strap them all to your front end whilst still adhering to safety guidelines?
It's very simple. I affixed one to one leg, I affixed one to another, and I rode one on my face. Now then, as we headed down, I realized that one of them slipped up, so to speak, which coincidentally was the middle one, which is how it's pregnant. And
she's named 2.
Yes. And number 2, which I had, by the way, proceeded to slide down, and well, one thing led to another, and we made muffins in a muffin factory.
Indeed.
How much time do I have left? You, sure, what's up?
5 seconds.
Governor, came with a curse. Anyone who impregnate the Pope is doomed to be struck down by God. Go!
I was struck down several times, but I seduced him, and that's why I have an amazing scar on my right buttock, which I will not show to this stream due to laws of decency. But every time I have to turn left, I scream, Jesus!
You have the bullock that lived, sir. I've heard the legends.
Yes.
Now,
Lord
do
Voldemort
you
won't
know
see me
the
come.
song that they sing on the inner circles of the papacy to let
Yes.
them know that they know there's 3 little babushkas in a cloak pretending to be the Pope?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
It's always fresh, always Tim Hortons.
I fucking knew it. I
thought I was
fucking
gonna
knew
be the
it.
Muffin Man.
I was going to sing the 3 kobolds in a trench coat song.
No, fuck that. I got a running joke going now. Let's see if we can get it to the third one.
What are you talking
Your
about?
time,
It's, do
your
you
time.
know the Muffin Man?
You're at time.
Yeah, they're named 1, 2, and 3, and it's 1's on the bottom and strong is she, 2's in the middle and carrying 3, 3's on the top pretending to be the Pope.
Okay. We got
just like grandmama used to fucking sing to me. I remember that clear as day.
Right?
all right. We actually have a donation
Oh, no.
for the Archduke.
Oh no!
Archduke Reginald Busybody? Or
Yeah, Archibald Busybody.
Archibald Busybody, sorry. Please
Yes.
regale us with the tale of how you managed to break into the palace of Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands in an attempt to prevent the Dutch from reclaiming their colony of New York, or as it is proper named, New Amsterdam.
Ah, yes, Queen Wilhelmina. Yes, she was quite the buxom lass. But yes, the Dutch were in fact trying to abscond with New York, renaming it New Amsterdam again. However, they did not go to the native population, the indigenous population, and agreed to give them some sort of beads or compensation for the island, which is why I was brought in to broker a peace and broker a contract between all of them. I see that there's no objection, so I'll continue.
Oh, no, I was just about to jump in.
Oh, yes!
Isn't it true that the Statue of Liberty is actually just a large defensive mecha tuned specifically to fight off the Dutch? So why would New York be under threat from such people?
Because, sir, Van Gogh is a pilot of his own large mech.
Oh.
Yes. It is a large swirling sunflower that
called
spun. Sunflower is what
Okay.
it's called. And it spun its way like a mighty hurricane across the Atlantic.
And I don't mean to bring a reality crashing in here or something like that.
Oh
but
yes, please interject with reality in this.
everybody knows New York is full of ovens to make all of that Italian pizza. So how on earth are the Dutch even considering taking it over when they gotta lay in all their giant stinking Dutch ovens? There's no room.
Well, you see, the Dutch ovens were installed previously when it was known as
I'm sorry, they were what?
The Dutch ovens were previously installed when it was New Amsterdam, before it became New York.
Are you telling me the pizza ovens are just modified Dutch ovens?
Yes! Which is why...
They smell so
New
nice!
York, which is why New York pizza is substandard compared to Chicago deep dish.
Okay, hold on, wait a minute. We can't say that shit about one of my most favorite places on the earth. New York
Amsterdam.
pizza. New Amsterdam, New York pizza. All right? Now, isn't it true that the Dutch ovens was a part of Old York before the New York came in?
Yes, it was part of New Amsterdam, as I had already discussed.
What about Old Amsterdam?
It's in Europe, where it belongs.
Well, what about Old York?
In England, where it belongs.
So you're telling me that
the Statue of Liberty when we're in 1876?
French orphans, because it is a French Mecca, sir.
Damn it!
You can't run Mecca off French orphans. They turn to paste too fast. The viscosity won't make any sense.
Not
That
if
is
they're
why-
powered by rusted snuff. Sorry.
Okay, just time. I'm gonna suggest at the end of this, we all just contribute in character to a doomsday plan. That's how we'll end it.
How much time do I have left, Sam?
50 seconds.
Do I have any other questions?
How were you able to broker the peace after the incredibly disastrous first interaction with the native people and the Dutch, when the Dutch tried to sell them fish, and the natives said, no, we've got some, but the Dutch kept insisting because they're pushy like the Dutch?
Because the Dutch were trying to give them surströmming, and as we all know, surströmming is not a very popular fish dish. And I gave them proper money and compensation, rather than the beads that the English tried to give them
No, I see.
from the Isle of Manhattan.
I see.
Herströmmen ain't even been properly knighted, that fraud.
Yes, I know he was merely a squire strumming at that point.
Very tight.
Do I have anything else?
No, you're
Smells
at time.
like
You're
death.
At time. You're at time.
Good.
Okay.
How's the chat doing?
The chat is having time. They are complaining about the shots fired with New York pizza being subpar to Chicago deep dish.
Yes, all the horrors of war and nationalities we've discussed. The pizza is the real horror that we've unleashed in this so far.
We've
No,
sold
out
people,
of character.
murdered, used children as propellant.
Don't start the pizza beef. I can tell you from experience. You're courting disaster.
One is a pizza, the other is a casserole. It's very simple.
Oh no.
Don't go down this road. At the end of the day, you get pizza. Everyone wins. Done. That's the end of the argument.
Well, no, you get pizza or casserole, but you know.
I've been struck in the head by a Chicago pizza, but like you can't. It's dangerous stuff.
I love instigating with the chat. That's why I'm always the heel and the villain in every game that we play.
All right. So next, I think we can do Mar next because.
Sure.
He's
Yoa.
here. All right.
What up, Joshua here?
Right.
Back at it again.
Baron McDuke, Earl of Viscount Joshua of Marquis the First. Could you please regale us with the tale of, considering the fact that you are from the moon, how you seduced the Queen of the Moon, even though she stands 300 feet tall?
Alright, listen, I got a fucking tale to tell you about the Queen of the Moon. Now, they say that she is tall, and I am only about 3 feet tall, but here's the thing. Here's the secret to winning love. All you gotta do is you gotta climb up to where you gotta be and find the weak point, and then all you gotta do is you just gotta stab your sword right into the weak point, which causes all of the black goo to spurt out like it's nobody's business. And so, you know, if you just ever wanted to know about love, I think that's just how it all works. Is that
Wait, is this love or is this an episode of the X-Files?
Baron, is it not true that the Moon Queen has no convenient handholds for which a man could climb specifically to prevent this sort of thing?
I was about to say this exact thing.
How on earth did you get up on her?
Okay, let me answer all three of your questions. First off, yes, this is an episode of the X-Files, but you put the SC before it, and it's and it's just, you know, enough said. Second question, which actually thinking about it, I think there's only two questions. The whole thing about not being able to climb is that when you put your mind to anything, you could do just about anything, which is why I've got my brand new invention, the grit gloves, aka the power gloves, because they're so bad. And so what you got to do is that you just put your power gloves on and you could climb just about anything you want, like some kind of spiders, man.
No, I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you mean to interrupt?
I mean to interrupt. A, ain't no one ever got me pictures of Spider-Man, no matter how many times I demanded them. And B, I put my mind to a lot of things. In fact, I have bought humans in order to put their minds towards my things as well. And yet, I don't seem to own the moon or Pluto or any of the interstellar bodies there in between. So I don't believe you. I think you had some kind of third party helping you make those great gloves.
Now, you see, that's where you made the big fucking mistake, buddy. You gotta be friends with high places. That's why I'm big friends with big weather. That's right. It all comes back to big weather. You gotta find the connections. In order to get to your big weather, you gotta go to your little weather. And from little weather, you go to your regular leather. And then you go to whether or not you want to weather on the leather, and it makes that shit better.
I'm gonna make my weather machine, and then we'll see who the biggest weather is.
Oh, yeah?
I might interject. I have an actual question.
I got a huge throbbing, sorry.
As we all know, the Moon Queen's name is Irene. How is she allowed to live on the moon? As we previously established, you're only allowed to live on the moon if you have... What name was it again?
And you see, that's because we married. That's right, I'm a married man. And when you get married, that's right, you could take any name that you already have. So what's her first name? That's right, Joshua. And her last name is actually her first name. That's right, 2 first names. Isn't that crazy? That's the rules of the moon. You can have as many first names as you want. So her first name is Irene, and her second name is Joshua.
We're at time.
Damn, Irene, Joshua, weather machine.
This is incredible.
Thank you, Colin DeLorean, for all of the
and Valorant.
And Valorant.
Yes, there were 2 people who gifted subs. Thank you so much for gifting all the subs.
Oh, thank you. Wait, the Valorant?
The Valorant.
It just says Valorant.
It's
Valorant
there's
from
a
gaming?
deal. There's a deal happening where if you buy multiple subs, I think Valorant will literally just give more subs.
Really?
Wow.
The game?
Yeah, it's the game Valorant is here.
Hi, Valorant.
Well, you know what?
Hi, Valorant.
It's
What's up, Valorant? I love Marvel Rivals.
I love Marvel Rivals. I love Overwatch. That's a lie. I love lying.
Thank you so much.
I
Also,
love
thank you,
that-
Colin DeLorean, for subscribing.
Yeah.
Woo! I love that Marvel Rivals got like data mined, but just the character models got taken, and people were like, "Shit, are we gonna do something about it?" And the people at Marvel Rivals are like, "You want to beat Overwatch, don't you?"
We know why they were taken. We know exactly why they were taken.
We know exactly why they were taken.
We all know that you love Squirrel Girl so
They just
much.
needed Squirrel Girl, okay? It's just simple, scientific. Sometimes art has to persist, all right?
And winning
Thank
just
you,
by
Valorant.
default
They
exists,
say
and it's
that
Squirrel Girl.
industry decides the forward movement of almost every other form of media.
Yeah, Valorant, where's yours? Huh? Where's the...
All right. I think, okay, we're going to move on to Sir Bob.
Okay.
Sir Bob, could you please regale us with the tale of how you accidentally started the America's War of Independence?
Oh, yeah. Not bad. So, America.
Fuck yeah.
Oops. America is a lot like Neapolitan ice cream, except half of it is sweet, delicious, and you wish you could have it every day. And the other half is the South.
the South of ice cream. I remember.
It's like the Neapolitan ice creams in that nobody likes the pink part.
So,
hey, wait a minute.
So I decided maybe, just maybe, no one else should have to put up with this crap. So I convinced them all, you should take some time away from the rest of the world. Leave everybody else alone. You're a little bit much right now. And they thought, you know what? That's a great idea. Let's have it. Let's make it a war. And I said, no. It doesn't have to be a war. Come on. Can't you just can't we just have like a vacation?
A question, sir. May I object?
Oh,
could
please,
you
go
not
ahead.
could you not have protested perhaps a little better to prevent all-out warfare in a country whose Second Amendment is literally about why you should be armed at all times?
Well, I don't like to cause trouble too much for people. I already did that with the nipples.
We're gonna do a war about it. No.
Oh, come on, guys.
I got plans on Thursday.
I don't mean to punch holes in the Swiss cheese of y'all's story here, but I may not know a whole lot about geopolitical culture, but I know a fair bit about ice cream. And it sounds to me like you want to mix a whole lot of flavors. Now, is that safe? What happens if you put strawberry with chocolate? You're gonna get some kind of chocorawberry.
That
Well,
sounds
they
incredible.
they actually had a lot of laws about that for a while. It was a thing. It was a big thing. There was water fountains. It was a whole thing.
Gods, there was water fountains, wasn't there?
Well, couldn't you just tip those water fountains over? Like, surely they're not made of some kind of sturdy material like tin.
I think we're going in two completely different directions here, but all right. Let's go tiptoe around a very delicate history of my fucking country for a minute here.
You're surrounded by Canadians, man. It's like watching monkeys fight for us.
Oops.
That's why I gave him the one with the War of Independence, because all you fuckers were just something stupid.
Moreover, I can't help but notice that I am told on my television set that the war's over. So, surely
that's
you're...
the thing. That's the thing. They're never over. They go back for a few years, and then there's a sequel, and they just keep making them and making them, and that's where Marvel got the idea. You see.
I saw that one, Civil War. Yeah, I saw that one.
War is
kind of weird. It wasn't called
ordeal,
Captain America 3, but
profitable, of course.
So eventually, they just declared independence from France, and I had to explain to them, no, it's England that's actually, and they told me to shut up and mind my own business.
All right, you're
they do that a lot.
Well, that's why the flavor's called French vanilla.
You're at time. We're good.
Oh, damn. All right.
We literally have someone in the chat giving actual facts about the Civil War just to correct things.
We gotta add that to the notes.
Yeah.
We are
That was Colin DeLorean.
Another subtitle heading up there.
I love the tone of this therapy session for American independence. Is like, no, guys, come on. Don't be like this, okay, guys? Like, come on. What are we doing?
We're gonna make it a war instead of asking nicely. No.
What if we were all ice cream?
No, Mr. President, no here.
No, don't shoot Mr. Lincoln.
All right.
No, Mr. Washington, no here. No.
Okay. Sorry. All right. So the next one is the Prince Commander. I can't remember the rest of it.
Aloysius Huxley Pippin. Yes,
Sorry,
thank you.
The Prince Commander.
The Prince Commander. Could
The
you?
only one. I made sure I ate the other ones.
Can you please, because of the fact we know that you have a very big rivalry with the Moon people, could you?
Damn.
Could you please tell us the story of how you acquired one of the Moon people as your manservant?
Oh shit, this could get ugly.
Well, obviously the short answer is I bought him. But you might be thinking to yourself, doesn't the moon outlaw?
Yes.
The sales of human beings? That's a funny, yeah.
Prince Commander Aloysius Huxley Pippin, aside from the fact that the moon has indeed outlawed the purchase of sentient human folk,
that's right.
Isn't it also true that Joshua does not use any known currency to man?
Well, that's why we go back.
Isn't Joshua, by the minutes of this stream, the only person on the moon?
No, it's him and his wife.
Oh, sorry.
It's me and my wife, you know, it's just how we roll.
Oh, so you bought
But
his wife.
this is-
So did you buy
Now-
his wife?
Bought his wife.
Now, wait a minute.
Check the other room. I never bought
No,
another man's wife.
wait, hold on. I got some fucking checking to do. Hold on. Oh my fucking god! Oh no!
Mark the scoreboards 1-1, Joshua Moonweather. Your wife.
Now we can't be doing this, okay?
Listen.
Now hold on. Now hold on a
The
minute.
purchase of your wife is outside the scope of the tale I was requested to inform about, in which I purchased a completely separate person from the moon.
You're telling me there was another Joshua that I'm not aware about?
I mean, you never met him.
What's going on here?
There's a heavy price to pay when you court the favor of big weather, Joshua Moon.
I got a lot of people to talk up to right before after all this is done.
But regardless, I went to the simple system of bartering. I don't know if y'all remember back before we had money. As though. But when I was a young teenager at the age of 34, before we'd invented currency, I went back to some of my old coffers and I said, I went to the moon, as it was then, with Joshua 0.5, and I said, have you ever considered that your autonomy is a burden? And so I said, you know, I got a whole lot of saltine crackers in this here Ritz cracker box, and they could be yours if you simply parlay with me. And to myself, sorry, there's a question.
Isn't it true that the moon people are allergic to saltines? Would you not have been, in fact, poisoning the man?
Well, they didn't know at the time.
You know what's ironic about that? What's ironic about that is that it's our #1 export from the moon, so it's kind of a double-edged sword.
We need to get it out of there, right?
Yeah, I told that poor fool Joshua 0.5, I'll get you away from all that calamitous lung-killing moon dust, and I fed him pressed moon dust crackers. It was so funny, up until he stopped breathing. He's not my employee anymore. I turned him into a rug. But,
Oh, no! This is devastating for the family I never knew.
I don't mean to reveal what happened to Joshua 0. Joshua 0.1's been asking for years. You tell the old conjure. He's gonna laugh about it, I'm sure. He's old money. Old moon money. Moon dust money.
I was gonna say, so old moon rugs, I think, is what we've landed on.
These old moon rugs. I've actually been. We had a little slip and slide incident of our own, but that's a completely different tale.
I'm learning so much about my lore family that's happening right now.
We're at time. We're at time.
We gotta invite more VTubers to this thing so we can deepen their lore.
Yo, the moon lore.
Okay, I think Nihilistic
so much about
Doge on YouTube said it correctly. This is the closest D20 Live has ever come to killing me.
This is the closest. Fuck, we gotta try harder.
This is incredible.
I thought we've gotten so closer, much closer other times.
Yeah.
We have times when Sam couldn't speak for 2 straight minutes.
Yeah, like poop slugs.
Yeah, that was Optimal Duo.
Never chew on a poop slug.
Okay, we've got the President 47. I don't remember the rest of your name.
Reginald Movington, the 47th. President of women's tennis in Florida.
Can you please...
Incumbent!
No, I'm president now. I pushed the other person into a very deep puddle.
Not true.
Can you please regale us with the story of your invasion of Italy with an army of 300 tigers?
Yeah, please.
Of course. Well, you see, as most of the people across the whole and wider world, and even those upon the moon, Joshua, do enjoy the confections of the pizza from Italia, they don't want to make an invasion, but an invasion was necessary because their entire country is shaped like a fucking boot, and I didn't want to have to look at that every time I looked at a map. It was unseemly. So because people wouldn't assist me, I decided to create a transatlantic tiger breeding program, which is why, actually, incidentally, tigers are also almost extinct at this point, just because the war didn't go as well.
How would the tigers be able to get to it? Tigers don't know what boots are. I've asked them.
Not normally, no, but once we get them properly upon a diet of mango fruits and rusted snuff, it expands their minds and gives them a strange hatred for boot-shaped continents and all the people that reside therein.
I must interrupt.
Yes, of course. Go ahead, Archduke Tibbs.
I'm sorry, but I just cannot understand the biology going on here. Tigers are world-renowned pacifists. You can go up and slap them in the face and they will apologize. How could you turn them into a superb fighting force?
Oh, it's easy. We need to get the ones that are specifically from India under the tutelage of Gandhi and then just be a little bit nicer to them and they completely go cyclical, full circle into genocide. And they want to start a nuclear war without even knowing what nukes are at that point in history.
At the gay bar?
Yes. We had to take them to a gay bar.
Not to highlight a little inefficiency in your otherwise sound plan. But I mean, if it's shaped like a boot, if that is the problem, have you not considered simply bombing the heel off the boot to render it a flat? Flats are much easier to walk in, much easier to run in. Mm-hmm. Surely less vulgar to look at.
Well, I had considered bombing it off, but I was afraid of the effects that would have upon the surrounding ocean. So with a lot of tigers armed with skill saws going down just to saw the heel off the boot, I felt might be more economical and more environmentally friendly.
So are you telling me the bombs have collateral damage effects? I mean, that sounds kind of laughable.
Of course. Not upon the fish, mind you. Upon the moon people. It's very unsightly for them to see explosions like that from all the way up in the moon. Joshua can tell you more, I'm
see
sure.
We're accommodating the moon people once again.
It's actually awesome if you think about it from my point of view.
Yeah, so we don't want to do anything nice for Joshua. So
that's okay.
We decided to saw the heel off of that boot in our invasion of Italia with all of these drugged up kindness-induced tigers. Now, the problem is that when we got there, they had upon their side the antithesis of such an army, which was water buffalo. And the resulting war was absolutely catastrophic. It's why Italia still has its boot heel, is because the invasion, while successful, didn't leave me with enough tigers to saw off the heel.
Now, sir, isn't it true that you had designs for the tigers to actually remove the heel of the boot of Italia, but in fact, they turned the entire boot of Italia into a football cleat?
Well, yes, but that'll just be a secret between you and me.
You clean it up, I tell you!
Just for the assembled gentleman and gentle lady in the parlor. The difference between a heel on a boot as such and a cleat is something only understood by the higher society, folks. And Joshua.
Hey, I'm high society. I'm high up in the air. I don't know what to tell you.
And destroying all of these water buffalo is actually how I got my name, Reginald Boofington.
We are at time.
Why do you always pick this prompt?
I don't know. It's funny.
You did this last year.
I know.
How many times have I invaded Italia?
No, Tom did it last year.
Oh, wonderful.
No, it was Vangelis last year.
Tom was the year before.
Oh, right.
I don't even
remember. We'll just take turns invading Italy. It's fine.
What,
I love
2025
pizza.
we're going to invade Italy again?
Probably.
With tigers?
More tigers.
So you're never going to give me that prompt, are you?
No.
No, don't you understand? It means we get to make a compilation video of the same question over and over and over again to see how we've changed and evolved through the years.
It's going to be like a 6-year-long wait. Let's get to it. What's the next one?
Okay. Well, we're going back up to Archduke.
Folks,
Tips?
I hate to say this. I've got to bow out. I'm sorry.
That's all right, Nash. It's okay.
That's all right, Nash.
It's all good.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, spend time with your friends, Nash.
Yeah. Enjoy the life outside the computer.
Yeah, don't shitpost here with us. Go have a meaningful relationship with people who don't claim to be from the moon. Or
That's weird.
Thank you. Y'all have yourselves a good new year. Thanks
All
for
right.
being here.
Happy
See you, Nash.
See ya.
He's gonna go to a bunch of friends and say, I was just hanging out with 3 crazy people on the internet who have all claimed to have invaded Italy at different times.
Pretty much.
Claimed.
Okay, we're going back to Archduke Tibbs. Could you please regale us with the tale of how you came to be burnt at the stake for witchcraft in Barcelona, and how you survived.
Right. Well, this is actually a very, very silly misunderstanding of sorts. You see, I was in Barcelona selling magic supplies. And you see, it's because there's actually a massive, massive underground group called the Wizards of Barcelona. And these are every single kid's magician has aligned in an underground guild and is determined to bring parlor tricks to everyone everywhere. So they will emerge out of their underground sewer area and burst into kids' parties and, violently, as a rogue terrorist group, perform magic shows for anyone under the age of 6.
I'm sorry. I thought these terrorist attacks had been repelled by the Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, yes, they have. You see,
everyone knows Wizards of the Coast doesn't actually accomplish anything.
They certainly tried this one. You see, the Wizards of the Coast is actually a misnomer. They're actually a bunch of sorcerers. But they claim the average person doesn't know what that is. So when the Wizards of the Underground met with the Wizards of the Coast, it came more into kind of what you call a wizard-sorcerer race war, as it were. Underground, of course. Not underground as in underground, I meant underground as in illegal fight tournaments that were set up by the Barcelonian government.
Like ice cream!
Now, didn't these race wars end due to a convenient enemies-to-lovers subplot orchestrated by you?
Yes, it was. You see, my nephew at the time was just about to turn 6, and I realized the last thing I wanted was to have a wizard and a sorcerer burst out of the pipe somewhere in my home and demand to host a magic show. So I realized the war needed to end. And the only way for two opposing forces work together is to fall in love, hating a third, more powerful and hate-filled entity. As an entity did not exist, I had to become that entity. So I adorned and hired the best visual effects and makeup artists as I could, and I adorned the skin of the most hated magician in the entire world, David Blaine.
I was about to say, was it David Blaine?
Yes.
How do you make your hair do that?
Oh, I don't know. Those people do magic, man. So while in my David Blaine disguise, I invited David Blaine to my nephew's birthday party, so I knew where he would be at precisely 3:46 p.m. And so, over the course of the week, I invented horrible, horrible, heinous acts across everywhere, spray painting "Magic is BS, no one believes tricks," and excited and just infuriated so much hate between these two groups that eventually they hunted me down until I issued a challenge, and I said, I will be at this kid's birthday party at 3:45 p.m.
Now, isn't it true that at 3:45 p.m. every day, David Blaine retreats into his cocoon and develops a hard shell like a mollusk?
Exactly. It was all part of my ingenious plan. At the strike of 3:45, David Blaine cocooned himself. Right when out from my toilet did a wizard arrive, and punching through my sink did a sorcerer appear. They looked, and they found the cocoon. Yes, sir.
Now, Archduke Tibbs, is it not true that a sorcerer is just a wizard without a hat?
Well, I am not at liberty to discuss what happened during the peace talks when they took Blaine's cocoon into custody. I can say that most of the people involved in this party were wearing hats or claimed the hats were stuck in pipes.
Where were the warlocks at? You seem to be really dancing around the warlock side of the topic here.
Oh, those goddamn warlocks. You see, the warlocks argued that they should have a seat at the table, but we all know they don't deserve a seat at the table. They're just nepo babies that really have no right whatsoever to claim to any part of this table.
Right.
So, long story
my very
short,
good friend Bill's a warlock, and you're right.
You're at time. You're at time.
That's what I'm summarizing. They caught Blaine's cocoon, they took it, they burned it the stake, everyone thought it was me. It was great. I still have a holiday home.
Impressive.
I like the battleground of a child's birthday party. Truly an epic place to.
I want you to, at any point in time, find me a child's birthday party that is not a battleground.
Look, it worked out well. Instead of a terrible magic show, they got to watch a man burned alive. I meant everybody won.
All right, we're gonna go down to the governor.
Oh shit!
Yes.
But I'm tired. All right, bring it on. I'm the governor.
All right. Can you please regale us with the occasion in Paris where you became an ape for a week?
An ape?
An ape.
With joy. It was one of my proudest achievements. It was the World's Fair when it was briefly in Paris at 2015. Some 80 years after it had become defunct. I took the opportunity to take the abandoned machinery and used it as a massive Ponzi scheme. But upon realizing that I had to actually have someone come through, I physically made the fair. So, using Nikola Tesla's frequently discarded Tesla coils, I decided to see what would happen if we electrocuted a gorilla. Turns out, that motherfucker can jump. And he took a good punch to my puss, I tell you that right now. When I came to, I found that he and I had swapped personalities, and my own body had in fact stolen across the Paris sky, terrorizing individuals and women. Which is amazing, because I've never climbed anything higher than a 2-step stepladder, and he was all up and on that Eiffel Tower. So I tell you, I had to give
hang
chicks.
on a second, sir. I have it on good authority. The Eiffel Tower has never been mounted till post this current century. So are you telling me this was some kind of unreported mantling of the Eiffel Tower? Or are you perhaps fishing a big fish out of a tiny sea, as they might say?
No, sir. It wasn't an official mantling. You have to use equipment for that, and he was doing it raw. And the French people believe in protection.
Your body under the auspices of a gorilla's mind was able to raw dog mantle the Eiffel Tower?
Like a Frenchman at sea, ironically. There's a statue for him, in
Is
fact,
that good or bad?
monitoring that spectacle at the very base of that tower. If you look at the westernmost prong of the Eiffel Tower, you will see a very small plaque effigy honoring his achievement. But because everyone thought he was me, it's my achievement now. Anyway, I had to hunt him down as a gorilla. Now, this was a problem because it was my body and I liked how all the organs were working in it, but most importantly, I was unarmed. So I had to take the elevator. So, while up there, the situation had gotten out of hand because he had both disrobed and proceeded to use the most common weapon that apes use in a panic, his own feces, which were in fact mine. And I was not bound and determined to get them back. So, as...
Governor Jerry Baldersnatchy, is it not true that due to your previous engagements with the papacy that you had your butthole sealed?
Yes.
How then was this gorilla in your body able to throw about your fecal matters?
Because it was a papal seal. And as we all know, under significant pressure, the papal seal must be broken when the Pope dies, and he had just died 5 minutes prior, so it split, allowing the feces to escape.
Now that's a very fine coincidence, but that doesn't answer the question of what you were possibly digesting at the time to manufacture so many fistfuls of brown bullet.
I'll have you know that in the event of an emergencies, I consume several pints of lead shot, which give me a clarity of mind and a need to deflect in the event that I am caught from behind. I simply
really
bend
gives
over.
him a good growler in there.
Yeah, I simply bend over, and quite frankly, I need a new pair of pants, but I am out an opponent. Anyway, I proceeded to try to deduce a way to calm down the soothing ape. And I had my plan. No, don't make a Harambe joke, Mike. That's terrible. Now,
You're at time.
Okay, fine. Fuck it. I'll let that bud.
Your brain hands you a piece of paper that just says Harambe on it, and you're like, no, you have to give me something else. And it's just
2024 brain. It's 2024. Get this out of here. Another one.
This is the only thought you're going to have for the next 5 minutes. Until you say this, you can't think of anything else.
Okay, we're gonna move on to Archibald. Busybody.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Can you please regale us with why, when you appeared before the court of the King of the Low Countries, did all present think you were a ghost?
Well, you see, the king had been quite miserly in his taxations as well as collecting of monies. So I doused myself in flour, wrapped myself in chains, and told him to start distributing the taxes back to the people and give them what they want, or else I would haunt him as well as 3 other ghosts. In fact, thus settling a debate whether there were 4 ghosts or 3 ghosts that haunted Scrooge. In fact, it was 4 ghosts.
I can't help but notice you were going about this a little bit of a casual way. Your flour and your chain. Why did you not simply shuffle off the mortal coil for the sake of the bit? A real ghost impersonator would fully plasmaphobicize and not start engaging in this casual bakery business.
Well, you see, my funds were limited when I was going in there, so I had to improvise. I did bring a 50-gallon drum of lube that I used as the ectoplasm, so effectively leaving ghost trails around.
But wasn't there a lube shortage in that location at that time?
Yes, but I managed to squeeze it out of the biblically accurate nipple angels, and that's how I was able to get it into the vat.
This is why I bought the Bible.
Yes, the King James Bible, the unedited version.
I just gotta mix them all together.
Yes.
They do talk an awful lot about those angels having their BBs out.
Yes. Be not afraid, they said to Mary upon visiting, and she was completely enamored with the breasticles of those angels. Now, back to the story. I, in fact, did haunt the King of the Lowlands, so that way he could end his miserly ways and give the money back to the people and reduce his taxations. Because he had decided that he wanted to build bridges and public works projects, but only for himself and not for the people around him.
Now, is that why there's a bridge extending across the barren sea directly to his house?
Yes. I built a land bridge to get there, of course.
Now,
it was that easy.
Yes,
now
naturally.
I have a question. Is it not true that the gentleman of whom you are haunting was known to have a very large fetish for ectoplasmic entities, and thus would not be perhaps persuaded against out of fear, but in fact might have attempted to seduce you?
Well, you see, while he was distracted with the ectoplasm, I managed to actually abscond into his safe, removing the coffers and redistribute them to the populace, and was hailed as a hero, a ghostly hero of the lowlands, as it were. Any other questions?
I'm sorry, are you saying you are the ghostly hero of the lowlands?
Yes. It is
I thought I met that man not 2 weeks ago, last time I purchased a human off the records. I think you are perhaps appropriating more than one identity here in this story, sir.
Well, I have the receipt here for you. You neglected to pick it up upon leaving when you bought the people.
I don't have that much room in my pockets. You know what I mean? You have more than 5 receipts, it starts feeling like it's bills. You start taking, it's embarrassing.
Well, that's why you bring a page with you like the rest of us expensive, important people. We don't carry our own receipts.
I don't got time for pages. They're too delicious.
Stop eating your pages then.
You can't tell me what to do.
You eat the moon people that you've absconded with.
Now, Lord Archduke Archibald Busybody, what were you the ghost of?
I was the ghost of the Lowlands present.
You're at time.
You snuck under the wire on that one.
That I did, thank you.
The stream's like getting punched in the face comedically.
But the hardest part is actually ending the stories, right? On time. That was weird. We've never. That's rare.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to Baron McDuke, Earl of Viscount Joshua of the Marquis the First.
That's right, the first, the only one.
As opposed to the other one.
Missing a few
people. As opposed to the auto first.
Okay. Can you please regale us with the tale of why you are forbidden from wearing the color yellow in the streets of Napoli?
Okay, now here's the thing. Just ignore what the fuck I'm wearing, okay? But here's the thing. Just ignore it. Because, I mean, I'm not super allowed to have it on. Because I'm going to be completely fucking honest with you. I went to Italy like a couple years ago. And I just had a bottle of mustard and I just squirted that shit everywhere. It was really, really, really bad. I went down the street. I went to all the pizzas and I put in a little mustard on all of them for fun. I snuck it underneath every single pepperoni slice of every pizza I had ever seen.
Now hold on. Isn't it illegal to bring mustard into Italy? How did you even acquire it?
I snuck it in a ketchup bottle. That's right. I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. I really put it in a ketchup bottle because they didn't have any idea what the fuck ketchup was there. You see a pizza with a ketchup on it? No, bitch. They didn't know what the fuck that was, but they knew what the fuck a mustard was. So I was like, okay, so I'm just doing a little... Oh,
leave it to a Moonian to be an Italian mustard squirter.
Now wait a fucking minute. Are you gonna talk shit about mustard because that is the #2 export of the moon, next to our #1 export, which is crackers, saltines.
Now I am all your fault. I am one to put some mustard on a saltine cracker, but I'm never gonna tell someone. I don't go to the moon for my mustard. I've been going to your competitor, Dijon. You know, the planet next to the moon.
Oh my god. Let me tell you something about Dijon. It is the worst moon that we have ever fucking seen on this God's green, beautiful blue earth. And I fucking hate that moon so much. Here's the thing. Is that moon is all fucked up in there. Because it's like, what do they have? They got fucking nothing. They got nothing. They got the worst mustard of all time.
They got the smokiest mustard of all time.
Isn't your from the Dijon moon?
Now here's the thing: is that we moved past that between me and Irene. All right, you know, like. The thing is that I don't think she liked being there very much. I'm trying not to pry into her thing. Well, now, you know, I guess it's not my problem anymore because I don't have my wife here anymore. I don't know what the fuck she went.
I think maybe she's found a new life as one of the greatest importers of my Dijon supplies. Where do you think I'm getting all my mustard from? Not the moon.
Fuck, I missed her so much. You fucked me up big time. You know, I don't think I like this high society very much. I think I'm gonna go back to my low societies. This shit fucking sucks.
You can't, you're on the moon.
Fuck, you're right.
Fuck, the highest society there is.
You're right. You know what? That's why I'm in higher society, which is why I'll never, ever, ever go back to Italy. They fucking hate my mustard there. And just when I thought I was doing a public service of a prank of some sort, then they're like, you can't wear yellow here no more because you got fucking mustard underneath all the fucking pizza slices. I'm like.
And yet I see on your shirt. Why do you think Irene was so inexpensive? I mean, willing.
I gotta
think about it.
Call her. I gotta fucking call her, man. I
miss my wife.
I miss my fucking wife so much.
Miss my wife tails.
Wife tails.
Oh god.
I miss her so much. He took the kids.
Is that what those were?
My kids!
Worst part is, you know, he went straight. Oh look, free orphans.
With the way this stream is going, if we somehow get back around to Mar after this, he's gonna piss on the moon.
I've never seen that. I've never been on that whatsoever. I've never seen either of that, any of that.
No.
I've never used the washroom in my entire life.
I've never used the washroom my entire life. I've never been in a real-time type of fandom of some sort. It's weird. That shit's weird.
Okay.
It's this weird screaming match that happens every time Mara's doing a bit, and just Vangelis up his ass every time. They're just yelling at each other. It's fucking just...
It's incredible.
It is beautiful.
we're moving on to the Prince Commander. Could you hang on? Where was the one that I wanted to read? Where is it?
I know.
I don't know. It was here
Something about the moon?
No, hang on.
I got opinions about the moon, let me tell you.
All right. Please regale us with the story of how you discovered every Italian spy in Germany with the use of a bowl of porridge.
Well, it's quite simple, really. Now, I'm not sure any of y'all have really handled porridge of late. I know it's a little bit mid-society, but I keep a little stock in a cupboard somewhere for when I gotta deal with the commons. So when you get into dealing with espionage, there's one thing that will lay bare the truth, and that is splatter. And now a lot of people in Italy, they already are used to, there was some incident with mustard, got them all used to all kinds of different kind of splatter. However, the German spies were not equipped with so much. This was about 2 days after the great mustard squirt and moon mustard squirt incident of 1972.
That's right. It was an international incident. That's right.
International incident, except Germany. They were too busy with the schnitzel, the schnitzel sliders. It had something to do with the Pope. I didn't quite catch it all. Lots of sticky stuff, ketchup, Dijon, mayonnaise. So they were not. There's a whole lot of opinions I got on mayonnaise as well. Let me tell you.
Prince Commander Elysius Huxley Pippin, if I may interject, mayonnaise at this point has yet to be invented.
In Italy, however, where I come from, a little state called America, we'd already been whipping a whole lot of eggs, kind of recreationally for fun.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, and once you start whipping them eggs, you start thinking, oh well, what are these peaks? These peaks are a little bit stiff. Do they want to go out with me on a date, for instance? You try talking to them, you realize when the yolk's removed, the sentience is gone. But you add a little bit of salt and pepper, you got yourself quite the tasty condiment. So we didn't call it mayonnaise back then. We simply called it whip whites. So we'd put them on our bread. We'd put them onto our cake. We put them into our orange juice once or twice. You know, people trying to be creative. Don't put it in your orange juice.
Isn't it true that you were not allowed to make whipped whites because the copyright was owned by Benjamin Franklin and you two have a very famous rivalry?
That goddamn charlatan Benjamin Joshua Franklin. Let me tell you. If there was ever sorry.
How is there so many Joshuas I don't know about?
There are a lot of people.
Joshua's his middle name, so he can't live on the moon.
There are a lot of people, unbiblical Joshuas. They are not. That's not their Bible name.
Oh yes, they are not christened by Christ.
That's correct. So yeah, Benjamin Joshua Franklin, whatever his name was, he patent sniped me. Is true. That's why I simply challenged him to good old-fashioned fisticuffs. I strapped 2 of my orphans to my hands, and I said, where are yours? He says, I don't know what orphans are. I said, that's too bad. You brought fists to an orphan fight, and I clobbered him.
Now, you did, of course, observe all of the rules of the traditional orphan fight, did you not?
I'm not some kind of orphan fight scammer.
Well, what do you think? I am some kind of savage?
I thought you were gonna tell me what rules you thought I broke. Listen,
I challenge you, sir, to say you know the rules of the
Saskatchewan sealskin bindings on the straps, as per Dave Osborne, our chief referee. The orphans were didn't give them too much calcium. I'm not some kind of. Listen, when I play Beyblades, I use standard ball bearings. When I orphan fight, I use standard orphan bones.
All right, you're at time. You're at time.
My point stands.
Truly, I cannot remember what the original question was.
I was far too distracted with orphan fights.
Don't reveal my secret.
Okay. We're gonna go with. Hang on. Give me a minute. Alright.
Remember,
we're gonna
never work out your abs before this day, because you got a full ab workout here.
Okay, so we do have we do have another donation from Tipulsar, which is going to be for President Reginald Boofington, the 47th.
Very good.
How did you handle the arrival of the starship, the Aluminum Mallard?
The Aluminum Mallard. Piloted by a one rapscallion, 2 hands many, and his dog. Lick Stuff, or whatever his name was.
Bit on his name.
Yeah. Lick Front, I think. So, how did we handle the arrival of such a ship? Well, quite easily, as this was, as we had previously stated, a time before the invention of the mayonnaise, and it was just called, what was it again? Prince
it was
Commando? White Whip?
Whipped whites is what we
Whipped
call them.
whites. We had spread such as much as we could across the ground to simulate that it was winter, so that when he came out of his ship, he would be bundled up in a large coat and would be confused at how warm it was when he arrived in Floridia, and there was snow everywhere, and it was warm, and he was like, what's going on here? Quickly, my dog, fetch me mine saber, or some such. And whilst he was doing so, we distracted him with the supreme unmaking power of Jesus.
Now, isn't it true that that pilot in question is actually a profound atheist and in no way believes in the Jeebus?
Correct, but none may withstand the Jesus when it is delivered via a double-barrel 8-gauge shotgun.
Oh, beautiful!
Blam!
Now,
Duke Archibald Busybody, what is it?
Now, isn't it true, sir, that big religion has outlawed the use of Jesus outside of Rome? How did you manage to procure it?
Well, I got one of the 3 papal tiny babushkas to come and give me a seal of approval, a very small seal. And it has to be down a very long piece of paper so that when it's unfurled, it reaches the floor and she can reach it.
Yeah.
Now, I have a quick question for you, friend.
Absolutely.
Now, I understand the armament of Jesus in a 12-gauge shotgun is like that's standard stuff. I understand that point. But is not the firing of that, did that not ignite the fake snowman whipped whites? As you know, whipped whites are incredibly flammable in the exposure of religion.
Oh, extraordinarily so. And you see, I did count on that. I did count on it. So whilst he was standing around, sweating in the heat, with his coat confused, and I turned to him and I yelled the great words, Jesus! And I let upon him with the holy shotgun that when you pull the trigger and it goes off, it goes, Christ! And the sacred salts blast forth from the front of it, dispelling myth and ghost alike, igniting all of the whipped whites mayonnaise. He then did say, I am not upon the earth in Floridia, I'm in hell, which most people would still fail to distinguish the two years and years later. He then climbed back aboard his aluminum mallard and took back on to space to meet up with the Baron McDuke, Earl of Viscount Joshua of Marquis the First upon the moon.
Oh, that's what happened. That's why he was so running scared. He went up to my moon place and he was like, shit. I shouldn't have gone down there. And I said, yup, you fucked up big time.
You don't go down there. They have a church and it sucks.
It's bad. It's bad down there. You don't want to go there. And then he went somewhere else because he can't be here. His name's not Joshua, so.
Yeah, his name's not Joshua. He's not allowed to be on the moon.
He's not allowed to be on there.
Yeah.
We're at time. And I think
we're done, yeah.
I think we're out of time.
It's 4:59.
Yep.
A perfect 2-rounder. Tight.
Dear fucking Lord.
Please forgive us for everything we've said for the last 2 hours.
I don't remember a single thing I've said. I'm gonna have to actually go back and like.
I legitimately blacked out at the beginning. I don't remember anything.
I'm gonna stream this week on like Thursday, and someone's gonna be like, "Hey, Mike, Gorilla, am I right?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah. I think that we have here an assembly of people who just have like infinite crazy currency to spend. And when you ask them a silly question, they can give you a ridiculous answer and it just not be something we care for in the next 12 seconds. Like we just can go.
It's just how our brains operate during show. That's show us. They're not
I've never purchased a human being in my entire life.
Well,
that we know of.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out to the last stream of the year for D20 Live.
Hooray!
Oh, okay, of the year. I thought you were like, this is it. I'm done.
No, we got shit to do next year.
Man. We will be back next year on January 5th, which is just another quote, fun way of saying next Sunday. With the beginning of the year, our Q&A stream, as well as many other fun things. But it has been not about me, it has been about the assembled people who have gathered here today to tell stories of which... starting at the bottom with Chief.
Yes, hello. I am Chief Macbeth. You can find me on Twitch at Chief_Macbeth. And I stream 5 days a week. We do a variety of games and other shenaniganry if you'd like to come find me there. I'm also a VTuber. I just only show my face when I'm here, usually.
For the shame.
So I'm sorry, I think.
You're fine.
None of it. I loved it.
Some VTubers show their faces.
We did get
Some
you before
do.
you were a VTuber, so...
You did. That is correct.
It's the consistency.
Yeah.
That's right.
Up next we have Vangelis.
Hi, I'm Vangelis from the internet, kind of the original VTuber, because that's the first letter of my internet name.
That's true.
I'm primarily on youtube.com/@Vangelis. I just posted 7 consecutive videos for Christmas week. You should all check out the 6th one. It's the thumbnail with my face and a little word bubble that says P. It's about hydropods. It's some Transformers toys coming out where they urinate on themselves. I'm not lying. It was a discovery. It's a stream expert. It's a good time. Go check it out. It's about 9 minutes long.
Classic YouTube video.
P? I laughed until when I assembled the thumbnail, I started crying. I was laughing so hard because I wrote it. It's the tiniest, garbagest little thumbnail, like word bubble, and I made the text just small enough so it looks like a tiny voice. It's horrible. I love it.
Up next, of course, we have Sam.
Hi everybody, it's me, Sam, the production manager. I'm a little tired. We're gonna have an announcement video coming out in
New Year's Day.
3 days.
Yeah.
3 days.
Woo!
It's gonna be out. It's gonna explain what the fuck's happening for next year. It's gonna be fun. I swear it is.
Well, for us.
Fun for everybody, I think.
Up next, of course, we have Mar.
Yo, it's me. It's Mar. You can find me twitch.tv/Markatoto. I'm literally streaming at like 7. I'm currently playing In Stars and Time.
Nice.
It's an excellent fucking game. Really, really, really good. You can catch me on a bunch of different stuff. I'm on Real Time Fandub on Snapcube. Watch the show that I am in. It's a fanime called Sparkle on Raven, where I do art and the voice of one of the characters in that one. Check them all out and look up at the sky.
You know I'm going to be in your stream tonight. I'm calling you Joshua, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You're damn right.
Up next, of course, we have Byron.
Hi, everybody. It's Byron from D20 Live. I'm glad that you all can hear me, and I do have plenty of friends in spite of what Nash said.
Wait till he leaves.
Damn it.
I'm going to bury Nash right now. Screw Radio Dead Air. No, listen to Radio Dead Air and enjoy it. Nash is a great guy.
Nash is a great guy.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, consummate bullshit artist. And I'm looking forward to all the games that we're going to be playing next year for D20 Live. I'm looking forward to it immensely.
And last but certainly not least, Tom.
Hi, my name's Tom, over here with D20 Live and the 404s. It's been a great amount of fun. might be doing some new stuff in the new year as well. I'm trying to sort that out. And last but not least, you cannot buy my book anywhere in stores, in Apple carts. You can't get this anywhere. But if there is an actual interest, I may stream me reading some chapters of this in the most dramatic voice I can muster. This is all AI generated, and I'm very curious. I
That
haven't
book
read it
is
yet.
not available anywhere?
Not available anywhere.
That just means we can steal it.
So you plugged a book that people can't buy.
Yes.
And I'm
What
of course
the fuck?
You see, when you tell people they can't have it, they want it more.
Yeah, let's steal it.
This is my book, ladies and gentlemen. It's an autobiography about me, and if you call now, you can't have any. There's only one, and it's just for me. You can't have any. It's mine. Go away. Call a different number. Do not call this number on the screen.
I think that's how amiibos work. I think that's how Nintendo does amiibos.
All right. And of course, I am Mike saying thank you to Nash for coming out and joining us. He couldn't be here all the way through, but that's perfectly fine. We had more than enough madness to go around. Until next time, everyone, as always, stay home, stay safe, and stay kind. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. I can't wave my arms, so I'm just gonna do this. Woo! That works.